Hi, welcome to another session of Can I Have Another? I'm Mike.
I'm Steph.
We're here to get down to the nitty gritty of the life of a bartender.
We're here at 64th Street at All Keeps. We're here to see how favorite comedian bartender. Let's go on and have a ring.
I have a friend right now. She's a lawyer, right? She's getting up there in age, and she wants to be a mom so badly, and she has the money that she's going to a fertility clinic, right? And she's getting artificially inseminated, and it's costing her $6,000 every time she goes in. $6,000. Isn't that crazy? Did I have a sock under my bed worth $18,000?
So here we are with Damon, an aspiring bartender and comedian.
Yes.
Very funny guy.
Yeah.
So Damon, tell us about you. Give us an origin story. Start off with how you're doing.
Okay. So here's how I ended up at O'Keefe's. I live across the street, and I have since 2016. And I used to come in here. I was a regular. I was what I hate now. But I would come in and drink a lot, and I noticed that they had an upstairs, and I wandered up there one day, and I was like, oh, I could probably put together like an open mic / comedy show here, and so I sent an email, and then they said, yeah, let's do it, let's try it out. So I started doing a comedy show here in 2018, and then doing that for a while. COVID happens. COVID shuts the bar down, and right when they're gonna open back up after COVID, I got a call from Eddie, the owner, saying that they needed a bartender, and I thought he was joking, right? Because I really thought the phone call was about doing comedy again, and the longer I talked to him, I was like, this is a terrible joke, you know what I mean? And and I was like, I guess, because I inferred that he was in trouble because COVID, everybody quit their jobs or moved away, and they really didn't have anybody, and and I had never bartended a day in my life, so I was like, you're just gonna offer a guy that you know from the bar to like be in charge, and so next thing you know, I was here. It was supposed to be temporary, and that was over 4 years ago, and now I'm here 5 days a week.
How do you feel like being a comedian and a bartender has integrated? Has it helped a lot? Is there a lot more stories for the bartender now?
Okay, for sure. So I definitely get some of my jokes from the bar itself. On both my last special and the new upcoming special, there's at least 10 minutes on each where I'm talk about specific stuff that happened in this bar, and then another cool thing is just like being able to like talk to people all day, and and I can't turn off that switch, so I'm like always a comic. On stage, off stage, I'm still always a comic. And sometimes it really helps, especially you get like a grumpy customer or something, and then you're just joking around with them, and by the end of their visit, they went from being like adversarial to like being like your friend, and it gets to the point where like if the bar's full, I'll have like a running joke on the left side of the bar, I'll have a running joke on the right side of the bar. I'm walking back and forth making drinks, and I'm picking up on the story where I left off. I go over there, tell the punchline. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it definitely helps. Uh, Being able to talk to people and to be able to tell stories as a comic definitely helps when you bartend, for sure.
Now, what's your favorite drink to make and what's your worst drink to make?
Um, any draft beer, no bottle beer. Let me show you. My favorite drink is bottle beer because you just go, psh, psh, there you go, right? Anything complicated, I hate. Plus, like I said, I didn't have any experience coming in, so I don't know how to make. Like sometimes when people order something with a name, I freeze. I can't think. To this day, I have to pause and like a Sex on the Beach, Tequila Sunrise, a Brave Bree, a Bay Breeze. I have to like think. I have to like literally stop and think what's in that. Like it just doesn't. And my least favorite's water. You know, especially like in a rush, like when in a rush when it's packed and someone like makes their way and you're like, hold on, what do you need? And they're like, can I get a water? And you're like, you know, and and the number of undrank waters that I have to pull off the bar every single night is in the dozens. Yeah.
That is fun.
One can actually make us a drink.
Yeah, sure. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're sitting over here all thirsty. Okay. So here's the thing. You guys, I don't want to talk out of school, but you guys, I know what you drink because you come in every day, right? That's just like something like there's a guy that just left. Like I can make his drink before he sits in his chair. You know what I mean? Because I know that he's been coming in for years, and I know he's not going to switch it up. Steph switches up sometimes, but today
Once in a blue.
today it's going to be a gin.
Drinking the regular today.
Today's going to be a gin and soda.
Mhm.
But that started off as a gin and tonic, but tonic is too much calories, right?
Yep. And now
Yeah.
this.
What Steph's biggest pet peeve?
Straws. Yeah. Which,
true.
by the way, I can't stop putting the straws in because it's just muscle memory. You know what I mean?
We're just gonna do it right now.
Because I think
Thank you.
one of the things a bartender does is turn off as many switches as possible to just get the job done. You know what I mean? So like
And you guys.
So, like,
fast.
make drinks fast and it's in there. If I don't have to think about what I'm doing, I can concentrate on the next thing. And so yeah. So a lot of that is just I can't help it.
So in the.
So I make that straw mistake every lunch break for years, right? I mean,
it's
after
gotten better,
work.
it's gotten better.
Yeah. Yeah, it
The
gets
last
better.
4 years you've been here, has there been like a horror story where you would just like jump over? Like,
Yeah. I physically had to throw somebody out because he offered to shoot the place up for free, and there's a lot of so this bar is uniquely situated at the crossroads of this is a theory I've told many people. So you got a nice neighborhood of Brooklyn Heights back here, and some of those people come in, and then you got the courts, which brings lawyers and criminals, and then you got people who are on like parole and probation have to come in and check in, and then you got the construction workers, and then you just have so many different walks of lives and personalities in here all at the same time competing for like seats and attention, and it's just like this stew of like it's like insanity.
you never know what you're gonna get. And
You
who's gonna get
never
it at the
know.
same time. Yep.
Right. I could have the nicest interaction with customer A, and in the seat next to them, the guy is trying to like invite me outside for a fight, and it's all in the same little rush. And so I had to throw that one guy out. That happened, and then I mean, so many. I had a glass thrown at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was at this bar.
So that was at
But
this
this
bar.
is the only bar you bartend at.
Yeah, which is why sometimes somebody will come in and they'll ask me for something basic, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and they'll be like, you're a bartender, you don't know how to make that, and I'm like, yeah, but this is the only place I've ever worked, and we don't make those, so well, yeah.
And before you worked here, were you always a comedian, or did you do something before and then you would just?
Oh yeah, man, my origin story is thick, dude. So I started in television news. I was a photojournalist for over a decade, and I worked in a bunch of different cities. I'd go out, with the camera, and either I'd have a reporter or I'd have to gather the facts myself. but I'd do that, and then I'd set up that live truck that you always see, and I'd do like the live news at like 6 and 10, and then I got into comedy, and I was doing those two things simultaneously, and like I went from liking my job as a photojournalist to like it was just in the way of what I wanted to actually do with my life, and so I quit that. And then I slowly realized how little comedy pays because I ran through my savings in like less than a year.
Wow.
And so then I was like picking up little jobs, and because I had video editing experience, I was a freelance video editor, and I did that for a while, and I even did some adult stuff, and yeah, and that's really what got me here because when Eddie made that phone call, I was probably making the same amount, if not a little more, video editing. But the way it works is because I gotta like invoice people, and like the backlog of how much money they owed me was so much. Like I literally would get paid like every 3 months, but all of my paychecks all at the same time. You know what I mean? Every project would come, so I'd be like completely broke down on my last dollar, and then I'd have $12,000 all of a sudden, and then I'd run through the $12,000, and then I'd be down to nothing, and and that kind of worry, and then windfall. It was like bad. And at the time, I was like a massive drunk too, right? So I was like drinking nightly, and so when I was down to like my last dollar, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with this. But point is, when Eddie had me come in temporarily to pick up 3 or 4 shifts while he looked for somebody, I, we would get paid all of our tips in cash at the end of the shift, and so it was like just a different feel. Plus, video editing, I was like like glued to the computer screen, and there'd be some nights, like say 10 o'clock at night, I'd go out for like get a sandwich or something, and I'd realize that's the first time I used my voice today.
Oh yeah.
And so when I got in here and I was talking to people and making friends, and it just had like a better feel. Like it had like a I'm living, even though I'm working, I'm still like living. And so I quickly replaced the video editing with bartending because it just felt more alive, and the days went faster, and I wasn't like just checking the mailbox for my money every day. So yeah. So I mean, I guess that's why I liked it.
Okay.
Do you edit your own videos now for your Instagram and YouTube?
Yeah, dude. So as a comedian, a video editing skill is like, I mean, it's.
First off,
I gotta start over. Are you gonna edit this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're trying our best.
What's the word I'm looking for?
No.
What's the word?
What are you trying to say? I'm not.
Invaluable.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah. As a comedian, being able to edit video is invaluable because like you it wasn't like this when I first started comedy, but now you have to be big on social media for people to know who you are in order to get booked. Before, you used to just send your tape to like a comedy club or a comedy booker, and they would watch your tape, and if they thought you were funny, they would book you. Now, when you send an email uh, with your clip attached, the first thing they do before they even watch to see if you're funny is they look at how many people follow you, and then they decide whether or not it's in their interest
Pick you up.
to pick you up, right? Because comedy isn't really about comedy. Comedy is about selling drinks. It's about filling the seat to sell drinks because that's where the money for the business side of stand up is. It's not in these guys had a great time because this guy's a genius. It's like
although people go there for the jokes, not necessarily the drinks,
right.
but for them it's the drinks.
Right. So a comedian's strength is filling seats, and filling seats sells drinks, and selling drinks gets you rebooked. So yes, long story
It
short,
seems like you've been doing good because you had an Apple TV special.
yeah, it would seem that way. Uh, yeah, so that was a big it was a big accomplishment in my career as it goes, but uh, it's just like I can't ever be happy because I can never get to the horizon. Whatever I'm working on, once I get that, I'm always looking forward, which is like a terrible way to live, I think. I should be happy with the here and now, but I'm always looking at the stuff I'm not getting and the stuff I'm not doing, and and then one bad show just throws you into like this despair of I don't know how to do this. I suck. I shouldn't ever go on stage again. And thanks, Chris. Um, and it's just like midnight. Life of a see. This is the life of a professional comedian. I'll be right back. And so yeah, and one thing I'm working on is like stop comparing myself to others because you know I made a conscious
in your own lane, so you shouldn't.
yeah, I know. That's 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 how I look at it, like logically, but then emotionally, like you claw at yourself. So, like, I have so many comedians that I either follow or I'm just like are in my same circle, and when I hear about somebody who I know isn't as good or who and like when they start like making like getting successes or like opportunities, you're like, why didn't I get that? And it's like it's a terrible way to live. And I try actively to like be happy for other people and stuff like that, but it is tough. It is tough because
I
like
mean,
I'm 16 years in stuff.
but the comedian game is very competitive.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah,
many people trying to be comedians.
right.
Some make it, some don't. But if you stick to just being you,
Yeah.
and you're funny to us,
Oh,
and a lot of people because I don't.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
That's no question. Like we being so unique as comedians are, you bring people more because your funny side, you have a very unique way of looking at things. You think that's helped you brought in more people for yourself and for your comedy?
That's a tough one to say, but I know because of the way I am with people and the way I can't turn off comedy. I know a lot of comics who aren't funny off stage, but I can't turn it off. I always have to joke around and stuff.
you're
And
very clever though.
yeah, thank you. And I know that's probably a psychological thing, you know, don't look at don't look at my skip sneakers and stuff like that. So I've always been funny my whole life, like in order to like deflect people from like whatever. But like I know that like I have like great experiences with customers who come in. Maybe they're visiting the city, and then I just tell them stories, and I have this nonstop hustle where like I'm always handing out tickets to my comedy show, like every shift. Sometimes I think people tip me more when I give them like $20 in free tickets and stuff like that, and but I don't know, like I do. It does feel good when like you get a couple laughs out of somebody who just came in to have like a sandwich and a beer, and it does feel better like when you like have that camaraderie and you're like that was a good interaction because bartending can go the other way where like someone because honestly and I came up with this metaphor the other day. I feel like a pencil eraser sometimes. It's just been like rubbed down so many times by like difficult people or like like just bad interactions or grumpy drunks who are on that side of the bar.
One of my favorite clips of yours actually when you talk about you saying I have a bad day and then you go to the customer, he
Yeah.
goes, yeah, I think it's my wife just died.
My mom
And you're
just
like,
died.
My mom just died. I'm like, you're like, can you reverse this?
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
have went first.
yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I feel like
it's true. Like you think you have one of the crappiest days in the world, and all of a sudden someone comes in and it's just like, yeah, I just saw it, run over this, that, and this, and then I kind of like start smiling at me. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, like okay.
yeah, that's an interesting point too because I think in general everybody's in their own heads all the time, right? We're all the main character of our own movie, and sometimes and I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I'm sober. I've been it's almost December. It'll be 6 years, and some people are like, "How do you stay sober?"
That was gonna be
And
my question.
oh yeah, how do you stay sober and work at a bar? And honestly, there are times when it's hard, especially like me and you were joking around, we're having a good time. I see that you're drinking and you're laughing with your friends, and I'm like, man, I wish I was on the other side of the bar hanging out with you guys. And then two bar stools down is someone having the worst day of their life, and they're fucking drunk, and they don't remember if they paid the bill, and they're like closing now, one more, and you're like see them at like the rock bottom, and you're like, this is why I don't drink, because I can't drink, and yeah, but you do see people at every level of their life in here, right? Somebody will just have won a court case. Somebody just went in there, had to plead guilty. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
And that's what I was gonna say. You guys, pretty much for people on this side, bartenders are there on our good days, our bad days, our celebrating days,
yeah,
somebody died days. You know, it's just like, and you guys are almost like our therapists because we
yeah,
have conversations with you guys because we're here drinking. And it's just like, you know what, I had a shitty day today, and you guys say, hey, well, what's going on and whatever.
yeah,
So you guys are kind of like carrying the economy,
yeah,
like carrying people to stay alive.
I feel like sometimes it's not the drinking, sometimes it's just to come see you guys because it makes you feel better. We get to talk to you guys. You guys are always here.
yeah,
It's a bartender, and it works. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's like your psychologist, sociologist, whatever you want to say, your friend, family. Like, do
Yeah.
you feel like regulars make the bar better? Do you feel like
Yeah, so like I can't name some people by name because I don't want to do that. But there are let me start here. So yeah, people who just come here have become like my real friends. Like when I see them come in, I'm like, it's like sometimes when you hear that door open and you look over, there's some people that make you go, fuck, not them. And then there's other people like it's your buddy is coming in, which is like kind of what I was saying earlier about how it's like it's a job, but it's like a weird, it's got weird nebulous edges to it where it's like
Yeah.
I'm not working when I'm talking to this person or that person, and then the next person asks me for a drink, and suddenly I'm like working again, and 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 because these same people come in, the regulars will come in time after time. You're literally following the soap opera of their life. You know what I mean? I, you know what I mean? Like there's a guy who no longer comes in, but I would walk in the door and he was here before my shift started, and he'd be the last guy I closed out at the end of the night. You know what I mean? And you're like, fuck. And then haven't seen him in a while, and then I walk by him on the street, and he like his hair's not messy, and his clothes aren't stained, and you're like, he's getting his shit together. You know what I mean? And that feels good. And everybody's at it's like watching 50 Netflix shows at a time. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like you're in a different chapter for everybody. Yeah.
you never? It's not one. It's not the same for every person. You
Yeah.
have to be different with every person. And it's just me about being a bartender. You have to treat people a certain different way. Even though you might have a certain day going on here, then you might just know that you have to get this deal done with them. Even though it might not
Yeah.
be something you want to deal with, it's
Yeah.
just
Right. So
still people, it's still the way you.
absolutely. So every interaction usually ends with me putting a receipt and a pen on the bar, and you want all of those to go good, but sometimes you just want them out. You know what I mean? And I honestly think sometimes somebody's goal is to come in and just like irritate. I don't know if that's true or it feels that way, or somebody just wants to project or take out their situation on you. And sometimes I get grumpy back here. You guys have seen it, right? So the guy who trained me is
Human emotion.
yeah. I mean, it is strange how much emotion is involved in this. Oh, and another thing that I often say is like it's rare when the customer who comes in is rarely the customer that leaves. You know what I mean? Because we're dealing with booze. You know what I mean? This isn't like I don't know, Starbucks. You know what I mean? People handle alcohol differently, right? So somebody will come in and will be like nice and like you're talking to them, and the next thing you know, you're like, can't really even understand what they're saying, and then they're mean, and then mid tap,
Lazy ass.
I was getting there. I ain't even getting paid.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've seen that. I had a lady come in, middle of the winter, right? Like I'm talking like New York, Brooklyn, sub-zero winter. She's in here. She's having a good time. She's being fine. And then at some point, she's like spilling drinks and she's like getting mean. And I'm like, ma'am, that's it. And she's like, ah. And she's like, it's to the point where I have to call the bouncer over to kick her out. And she won't take her bag and her jacket. So the bouncer's trying to hand it to her. She takes her own bag, flips it upside down and like empties it right there in the middle of the bar. And he's kicking her out, and she won't put her jacket on. So I'm looking at her through the windows at the front of the bar, and she's pounding. Like, what do you want to come back in for? Like, you want to, you know what I mean? Like, nothing in here is gonna make your life better. And she just won't put her jacket on. She's like standing outside for like I'm talking like 10 below, no jacket, all of her belongings, like every lipstick, every every business card, her wallet, change, it's all over the sidewalk. She's just like angry, and it's just, and I'm like, see, this is why I don't drink. But like, it is what it is,
I mean,
dude.
there's also people that were angry when they came or said, and then they leave happy.
Yeah, that happened. I've seen that happen many, many times. Someone came in a bad mood and left happy in a good mood.
That's great thing about you guys. Even though you are serving us, you're there for us when we hear it.
Yeah,
What's going on in our lives might not be nothing major.
Yeah.
Might be something simple. But it's like, oh, how was your vacation? Great. Or, like,
yeah. And I do. I keep track, like, and then like we're always back here gossiping about what's going on with who. You know what I mean?
as in every job.
Yeah. But oh, just or like people will leave their tabs open, and look, oh, did you hear what Gene did? Left her tab open again.
But then,
That's
you
the
know,
worst
Gene was
feeling in the
coming.
world. That's how you know you've actually had too much.
Yeah,
And you do not remember to close out.
yeah. So
That's I think that's one of the worst feelings.
oh, it is.
They're regular, they're coming back and like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
on that
Yeah,
Friday?
we got this wall of shame over here with every unpaid tab on it.
May we never be on that one.
Yeah.
Hope I'm doing
I'm like, may we never
Yeah.
be on that.
People are shadow banned. Like there's just people who are like tough to like deal with, or like terrible tippers, or like all these like little things that like you get what you tip for, right? So there are people who I don't tip, and we figured out who you are. And you get the slowest service, the least number of, can I fill you up? You know what I mean? And
It's almost like an unspoken rule.
yeah. And so I just saw a video on TikTok that was like how to become a bartender's best friend, right? And it shows the customer bringing all the empties back up to the bar. It shows them leaving a big tip. It shows them like pushing in the bar still when they leave. And
We do.
yeah, sometimes.
Unintentionally, I guess. Sometimes.
And so it is what it is, and it's got its ups and downs for sure, and it has helped me, like you mentioned in comedy, because I have tried out a few bits here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or I mean, honestly, the biggest part is I've created material just by interacting with people here, and
It's like
you know,
sometimes they jump right themselves.
yeah. Sometimes I don't have to. Yeah, I just say what happened, and then people are laughing, and yeah.
Then you help us out here. Would you like to put a plug in for yourself?
Absolutely. At Millard Comedy, Millard on Instagram, where I've lately been sharing as many clips from my comedy special that came out in November called Nothing to Nobody, which is available on Apple TV Plus, Amazon Prime Video and all other places. And this coming February, it'd be my honor if you guys came up to the Upper West Side. I'm gonna tape the new one. You guys saw the preview of it, but I'm gonna be doing another hour. So yeah.
For sure. Be there for sure.
Yeah. Thanks. Is that it? Did I miss anything?
Thank you so much, Damon.
Okay.
Can I have another? My name's let's see.
Stephanie.
We're here at 874 Street. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
See you later.
Yeah, my name is Damon, and check this out. I was hanging out with my mom the other day because I needed a ride to court. And she told me how she came up with my name, right? It's not like a family name or anything. And turns out that my mom named me Damon after our landlord at the time. Anybody else in here named after their landlord? Really, just me? That's weird. Here's the thing, she'd never heard the name before, right? She thought it was so cool, so she decided to name me Damon. But I like to think maybe she was banging the dude. I like to think that, because that would mean that my real dad owns a house.